I'm JYRYMY. I have over 20 million streams on Spotify, and I realized I never did anything special to show how I made a song or in the studio video. Oh, let's make one for Blue. So Blue started as a demo from my good friend Mathieu Brouillet. He's an amazing vocalist, an amazing songwriter. He has a bunch of demos that are not out yet. I promise you, his upcoming stuff is really good.
Thinking of you while you were sleeping with another, I get rid of you.
Matt sent me his demo around 2 years ago, April 2022. It just never came out. The biggest reason is Matt changed art direction, which I fully support because he's staying true to himself even more than he was before. So the song ended up with Tilsen as the vocalist. She also rewrote parts of the vocals, which I like. She's an amazing songwriter, amazing singer first. There's not much going on in the vocals. I just processed them to sound more upfront. If you want doubles for left and right and you don't have them, change your format and play with the timing so you don't have phase issue. One thing I kept from Matt's demo is the vocal chops. I kept Matt in the final version with the vocal swell. Drums. I won't show you too much of the drums. If you have a 4-to-the-floor beat, what I recommend doing is pre-shift your clap and snare in front of your kick. It's just for the transient when it goes into the compressor and limiter. You'll be able to push your track louder that way. I do put a lot of distortion and limiting on my drums. It's just for the texture. I used to be a drummer, not in a band, just for fun at home. Like, drums are an important part for me. Very often, I'll send a demo to someone and they'll be like, turn down the drums because they're way too loud, way too in your face. Most of the time, I end up taking the advice and it will sound better. Okay, so as for the instruments part, I have a high string pad for building up tension. A basic saw wave pad. But the pad I wanted to talk about is that one. It's called triple felt pad. If you go on YouTube and you write triple felt, you'll find a video by Christian Hansen. I think the way he did it is he took the release of the piano, another release, the decay part, and put an attack to it. That way when you play it, you have more harmonics and a more lush sound. I don't play guitar. I cannot play them. I've tried and tried again and again, and I can't. I redid them with MIDI. By themselves, it doesn't sound too convincing. Like you can tell it's not a real guitar player, but in the mix, it does work. And if you know me or if you know my songs, you know I always do pianos. It's only there to support the guitars, more of a frequency filler. It does sound distorted, like too much. If I would put that sound as the main sound, I would not make it as distorted. Sometimes you have to find a different purpose for your sound, and that one was just to support what's already there. The bass is pretty simple. It's a saw wave in serum. Sub is separate because more control. As for effects, they are pretty simple too. The only thing that's not as simple as just dropping a sample there is the MIDI noise here. It's made with Silent. I just put a noise oscillator and automate. My effects are always pretty simple. I should really get into more complicated stuff because you can do really fancy and cool stuff with effects. I just don't care, and when I do, I care too much. One thing I like to do, and I also recommend that you should try, put an atmosphere, like very not loud. It's barely noticeable, but it does make a difference. It's just birds and winds and stuff like that. What I use to make these sounds is an H4n Pro. Just park it somewhere for an hour, take it back and cut pieces. So yeah, that's the track. One thing I have to say though is if you do a simple track like that, try automating things. If there's not a lot going on in your arrangement, it will get boring very fast. As for mastering, I don't have a lot going on. I have Endless Smile for the transitions. I also do a utility on the master. The width goes down as it approaches the drop, and it also goes quieter. So it creates the illusion that the drop is bigger, fuller. If you want your drop to hit harder, take stuff out. There's not much else going on my master. I put a art clipper to clip, a Pro L A glue compressor because I kill all the transient and I kill all the dynamics, so I just put a glue compressor to make myself feel better. I don't know. The Ozone 11, which is fucking magic. So yeah, here's the song.
Are you sleeping with another?